What's up guys, it's Maxwell back from my Half-Blood Prince account, and today I want to show you guys a new army that I've been farming with over the last couple of days. But I actually haven't got a cool name for it yet, so I want to go ahead and show it to you guys. I actually have one of those ready right now, so I have 25 barbarians, 65 archers, 10 giants, 20 goblins, 10 wallbreakers and 10 wizards, and then for spells I use 2 heal spells, a rage spell, a jump spell and a poison spell, but I don't always use the spells, or actually oftentimes I don't use any spells at all. So as you can see, I am upgrading my king and queen, both of them right now, and so this army is definitely very usable without heroes as well, or with low level heroes, so I guess that's pretty cool. Let's show you how I queue up those troops. So this is my order. I don't really care about the barbarians, archers and goblin order, but I want to have giants after, wizards after that, and then wallbreakers at the end, because this is also the usage order, because oftentimes I will only use barge, the goblins and the giants, and no wizards and wallbreakers, and if you queue it up this way, it's always in the right order. As for spells, I am doing heal spell, jump spell, rage spell, the second heal spell, and then the poison spell. So after we do this live attack, which is going to be towards the end of the video, I'm also going to show you how because I queue up my troops with quick train, how I then after queuing those up, how I put those in order. So as you can see, my Dark Elixir storage is pretty full, and this is also why I switched to this army, because I used to farm with this army. Actually, I'm farming with this for Dark Elixir mostly, but I just felt like it was a little bit too heavy on wizards and giants and not versatile enough, so that's why I switched to the army I'm rocking right now, which is just that much more versatile, because with this one I'm not going straight for Dark Elixir, I'm going for nice loot. So that's also going to show in my replays, which I'm going to show you in a second. And because, as you see, my next hero in the Queen, she's finishing up in 2 days and 12 hours, so some time left on her, and I can't farm too much Dark Elixir because my storage would be full. I probably could also upgrade that storage, by the way. Yeah, but let's take a look at a couple of raids and see what bases I'm hitting. So, going into the attack log right here, actually lost a couple of raids there. I'm winning most of my raids, I'd like to say. I'm in Gold League now, I'm climbing a little bit. I'm winning most of my raids, but not all of them. So let's see if we can find a good example right here. This one was pretty sweet. So I'm attacking lots of dead bases. This one was semi-dead, as you can see. And then how I'm doing this is usually I'm starting off with my archers, just sniping off some buildings. In this case, I also took out a wizard tower and an archer tower in the beginning, because those were exposed. Sometimes I'm distracting the wizard tower with the giant. In this case, I think I distracted the archer tower. And then, if I find a base like this one, where I want to make a pretty big push, because I want to go towards the core, because there's a nice bit of Dark Elixir still, or there is some other loot close to the middle where I have to push into the base, I'm usually picking a side where I can either snipe off some stuff fairly cheap, or a side where I'm not attacking, because that's probably the side where I'm gonna miss loot if the loot is spread out as it is in this case. So I'm sniping with my archer right here on this elixir collector, and then I'm just moving in with my big push towards the top. The push is pretty easy. Giants are going in front. After that, the barbarians, then the archers, wizards, and then most of the time I'm waiting a little bit, and then I'm sending in the goblins. And then you just rage everything, heal everything. I always like to heal my goblins near resource buildings, so most of the time near the town hall or the Dark Elixir storage, and then oftentimes you have another heal. So most of the time I do it like that, that I'm jumping in, using the first heal towards the jump spell, so that my troops are entering the base nice and healthy. Then I use the rage spell, then I use the second heal spell later on the raid. That's my usual order. So in this case you can see I got a bunch of loot, didn't get all of it, but certainly most of it. So yeah, pretty nice versatility as well in the loot. So a bunch of gold, a bunch of elixir, and also a little bit of dark elixir. And that's what's so nice about this army, you don't have to go straight for one resource. You can just attack whatever comes your way. Like in this case, this was another huge dead base, because sometimes as my Wi-Fi is threatening to leave me right here, we're probably gonna have to come back with this replay. Sometimes I just wanna like mindlessly farm, not have to focus too much on maintaining elixir or maintaining dark elixir. So this is why I'm using this army. As you can see, there's quite a few targets in this base to snipe off with archers, and I'm gonna take those two wizard towers out early as well. Now in this case, I decided I didn't want to use giants to distract the wizard towers, so I'm just sprinkling archers all the way around them, because they will be able to take them out fairly easily as well. Level 6 archers doing quite a bit of damage. Then I decided, because as you can see, all the mines and pumps are full right here, and the elixir is on this side and gold's on the other side, and I wanted to go from the other side because the dark elixir was there. So I decided to use 2 giants for distracting the splash damage, and then just use all my goblins towards this side, steal as much elixir as I can, and then I'm just moving over to the other side and going in with my main push up there. So taking out the Tesla early so my giants don't clump up too much, wall breakers in the middle, and then it's just time to release all the rest of my troops. Archers behind the giants do some tanking. Actually, I placed the jumps well just to have a little bit better pathing towards the middle. Probably wouldn't have had to use any wall breakers for this one, but yeah, sometimes if you're not fully focused, which I rarely am when I'm farming, you're just sort of spamming something and not worrying too much about maybe a couple thousand more elixir that you might be wasting, because, as I said, farming for me has to be easy, and I don't want to focus too much on that. I focus on war attacks but not on farming. So yeah, this army is pretty chill, and obviously the nice thing is that you are always going to be gaining dark elixir, because I don't invest any dark elixir except if I'm using a poison spell. 100 or so for the poison spell is not really gonna hurt me. Yeah, that's what's so cool about this army, that it's just really chill to use, and you can hit lots of bases. So if you're not gaining a huge amount of dark elixir but having nice other loot, that's also cool because you're farming up your walls. As you can see, I have quite a lot of work to do on my walls still, so yeah, that's pretty nice. Let's take a look at one more replay, and then we are gonna get into the live attack towards the end. Maybe let's check out this one right here. So as you can see, I am getting a little bit of dark elixir every raid. Yeah, this is a pretty nice example as well. I started off by sniping once again, and then I just thought, I can't really just spam my troops down because the loot is too spread out again. So I decided to go for this section right here with a giant for distraction, a couple wall breakers, and then once again all my goblins, just to kill all of those resource buildings in there, and then just release the rest of my attack towards the top. So as you can see, the mortar is too slow to shoot the goblins, so got all the loot in that compartment, which was my goal. And after that, I'm just releasing the rest of my troops towards the other resources. So spreading out the giants here to provide some nice shielding. Wall breakers, you want to keep those a little bit away from the giants, just so that they don't get killed by mortars or wizard towers. And after that, you just plop in those archers and wizards, nice and patient. I kind of like to have the wizards for a little bit more DPS, and also they are not as squishy as the archers are, because that makes it a little bit easier to push into the core of bases. I don't bring too many wizards because they're obviously fairly expensive, and I'm looking to gain a little bit of elixir with this as well, because obviously you can upgrade walls with elixir, and obviously if I'm going for hardcore dark elixir farming again in a couple of days, maybe it's also nice to have a big elixir count, because you then don't have to worry about that. So that's why I bring 10 wizards. They are just giving me a nice bit of extra firepower and extra health as far as my damage dealers go, but they are not too expensive. So that's why this army composition is so cool. And as you can see with this, 400,000 gold, 300,000 elixir. Actually, let's take a look at the cost of this army. I haven't even talked about the costs really, because that's always important as well, to be efficient in farming, of course. So this army costs, it costs 230,000 elixir down here at the bottom, 230,000 elixir, and 95 dark elixir. So every time I'm getting over 230,000 elixir, I'm good to go with using all my spells. Obviously, if there is a really dead base where I'm losing the raid, actually I haven't shown you that yet, so I'm gonna throw in, while we have to reload the game right here, I'm gonna throw in one of those raids that I've been losing, because that's pretty interesting as well, probably, I hope at least, because yeah, let's take a look at this one. It was a pretty nice loot grab. We are just gonna 2x through this so the video doesn't get too long, because this is what you can also do with this army, just sprinkling troops around the outside, starting off with a little bit of barge right here. I'm not focusing on Dark Elixir because, as you know, my Dark Elixir storage is almost full, so I kind of ignored this Dark Elixir drill, this one down here for this raid. Didn't really care about that. I just want to have all the other loot with that gold and elixir, giant for distraction, wall breakers, and then more of the same with the goblins going in. And then just sending all my giants and archers and barbarians. For this raid, I even didn't use wizards. I decided I didn't need those, so I saved all that elixir, saved the wizards, saved all my spells, saved 8 wall breakers. So I gotta, yeah, let's make a quick calculation right here. I probably used, I'd say, about maybe, let's call it 80 or 90,000 dark elixir. It definitely wasn't more, probably even a little bit less than that. So yeah, 70 to 80,000 elixir and getting over 360,000 for that. So that's what you can also do, sniping dead bases, not using any spells, not using any wizards most of the time when I'm sniping dead bases. So yeah, that's how versatile this army is. Let's go ahead and check it out in one live raid now, because I want to show you how I queue up my troops, as I said, and the Wi-Fi is really bad right now, sorry about that. But when the Wi-Fi is back, I will show you a live attack and then show you how I queue up my troops later. We're going to do a couple of walls after that, and that's going to be it then for this video. So I'll be back when the Wi-Fi is back with a live raid. Alright guys, found a nice and juicy base. This one should be pretty cool to attack. Let's see how we are going to hit it. So in this case, we have a couple of mines and pumps at the bottom, a couple at the top. And I'm just deciding on which of those I want to ignore. I think that the Dark Elixir drill at the bottom right here is a little bit easier to access than the one at the top, so we are going to ignore the top one and go for the bottom one. So let's start off near the queen right here with Distraction Giant for the Wizzy Tower, and then a few goblins to snipe that gold mine, few goblins over here while everything is distracted. And that's gonna almost do it for this side. A couple archers to help out. Yeah, so we are good here. We are gonna make a little bit of a bigger push around this side right here where I'm dropping that one archer. So let's focus on the rest first. I like to start off with the easiest. So this is snipeable right here. We are gonna snipe that off. Then we are gonna use just one giant and 2 wizards right here to get those two, that mine and that pump right there. The wizards are gonna need 3 shots or 4 shots, I think, which they are going to be able to do to get those. Then this one should be snipeable as well, right? Yeah, alright, that's snipeable as well, since the space is symmetrical. We are gonna use 1, 2, 3 giants over here with a bit of barge behind that. Let's throw Wizzy in right here and right here. So I'm really conserving troops to make my big push towards the bottom, as I told you. So that elixir pump should fall. Alright, so we got that as well. And then we are gonna also get the win, which is pretty nice, because we are gonna eliminate the town hall. And we are not gonna use wall breakers for this one. We are just gonna throw down the jump spell, spread out those giants again, get the wizards go. Actually, my iPhone is messing up on me whenever I hold the deployment, so I'm gonna have to tap all my troops. Oh, now it's working all right. So actually a little bit late on those spells. Hopefully the goblins can save the day and get the Dark Elixir drill. Yeah, looks like they are going to be able to. Let's use another spell, don't care. Alright, so got the Dark Elixir drill as well, got the Town Hall, so pretty successful raid. We are gonna wrap it up. Right here, don't need any wall breakers, so yeah, as you can see, 300,000 gold, 300,000 elixir, so 1,400 Dark Elixir even. So we didn't use the wall breakers, so that's how much is that? 10 times 3,000, I think. So saved 30,000 elixir. So we spent 200,000 elixir, stole 300,000. So definitely a nice profit on that. And let's go to the army queue actually. So as you can see, now my army is still training up, and the wall breakers now, since I didn't use those, this is why I queued up the army in this way, because I can now just delete those, get the elixir back, and they weren't used. Same with the poison spell. Then I'm using the quick train feature, training up those armies. For spells, I'm switching out that one heal spell, queue it back up, move the spells so that I have them in, if the heal spell is going to work. Alright, so I have them in this order as I showed you in the beginning, and then right here I'm just going to move wall breakers all the way to the back, giants in front of the wizards, and that's it. Actually, we are missing one barbarian, so let's move him up front. Alright, so as easy as that, the army is queued up into the right or in the right order. Once again, that's all you gotta do, and now I can just wait for my next army to finish, or even two armies if I wanna be a little bit more chill on the time. And then, since we have 4 million gold, my builders are, well, the Archer Queen builder is gonna be restarted right away, as is the Barbarian King builder probably, so those are not gonna be ready. So I can spend all my gold. So we're gonna spend all of that on walls. Let's get this one out of the way, and then just a couple more walls. Let's zoom in a little bit, that's gonna make it a bit easier. And one more, and we can probably also spend like 1 or 2 million. Yeah, let's go with 2 million elixir on walls as well. So you got 6 walls out of the way right there. That's gonna help along with making the base look a bit nicer. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video and this farming guide. As I said, guys, I don't have a greater name for it yet than Maxwells All Round Army, which is probably not the greatest name. So if you can come up with a creative name, yeah, definitely post it in the comment section below. And the Wi-Fi is dictating the end of the video, so that's gonna be it for now. Hope you enjoyed, and until the next one, I will see you all later.